Which situation cannot be represented by the equation x plus 10 equals 45? So right off the bat, I notice it says cannot be represented by the equation x plus 10 equals 45. Okay, so I notice that this is an addition problem. So I'm going to use my reading comprehension skills from ELAR class, and I'm going to read each scenario to figure out which one cannot be represented. Okay. Marissa spent $45 on a hat and a shirt. The hat cost $10. What is X, the amount of the shirt in dollars? Okay. So this one says that she spent $45 total. Okay, so the 45 is her total on a hat and shirt. The hat cost $10. What is X, the cost of the shirt in dollars? Okay. So I know that I could take the cost of my hat, which is $10, and I could add it to the cost of my shirt, which we're going to represent with an X, and 45 would be the total cost. Okay, that's not the equation they gave me, but it is very similar. Does X plus 10 and 10 plus X mean the same thing? Yes, they do. Okay, so I know A can be represented, so I know this is not my answer because that situation works out to that equation. Nicholas rode his bike 45 miles last week. He rode 10 miles on Tuesday and the rest of the miles on Wednesday. What is X, the number of miles Nicholas rode his bike on Wednesday? Okay. So if I'm looking, again, I've got 45 miles total that he rode, so that's my total. He rode 10 miles on Tuesday and the rest of the miles on Wednesday. What is X, the number of miles Nicholas rode his bike on Wednesday? Okay. So if I take the number that he rode on Tuesday, which is 10, I can add it to the amount he rode on Wednesday, which is X, and it would give me 45. This is the same equation I came up with in A that I said was exactly like, or it came out to the same thing as the equation they gave us. Okay. Remember, when adding, it doesn't matter which order you add in. X plus 10 is the same thing as 10 plus X. So this one works out, so I know that's not my answer. 2 players scored a total of 45 points in a game. 1 player scored 10 points. What is X, the number of points scored by the other player? Okay. So again, we have a total of 45 points. 1 player scored 10. What is X, the number of points scored by the other player? Okay. So if 1 player scores 10, the other player would score X, and that would give me a total of 45 points. Okay. Again, this is the same equation as A and B. So we know that this situation works out, so that is not my answer. I am not just going to assume D is my answer. I'm going to go ahead and write an equation for this one too to check myself. There are 45 students in a group. There are also 10 adults in the group. What is X, the number of students and adults in the group? Okay. So for this one, we have 45 students in a group. We have 10 students in a group. 10 adults in a group, and it wants to know the total. Okay, so X is our total. Okay, so if X was the total number, and I know that 45 of the total are students, I could subtract 45 from my total to get my 10 adults. Okay, so students is 45, adults is 10. Does this look like the same equation? It does not. Okay, so I know that D is my answer.